So I grew up in a very good environment. My parents were both Christians. They showed us the love of Christ in everything they did. My mom didn't work because she stayed at home and devoted her life to us. She said she didn't sleep at night so that she could stay up and pray for us, and we called her our prayer warrior. Last spring when we came to Hawaii for a mission trip, I remember Jeremy asking me what was the hardest thing that I'd ever been through. And I remember thinking that there wasn't really anything. Anything I could think of was pretty superficial and pointless. But this past spring, my mom went to go get dental work done, and they missed her tooth and hit a nerve. And apparently it's pretty painful, so she had to start taking painkillers. Narcotics are something that you can get hooked on really easily, and my mom got hooked on them. They say it takes about a week. But I wasn't living at home, and so I didn't realize what was going on, and I don't really even think anyone else realized what was going on. So when I moved home in May after the school year was over, my relationship with my mom was really bad. We argued about everything. We said really hurtful things to each other. It just wasn't good. So I just stopped trying. I gave up on our relationship. I just thought that was the way things were going to be from here on out. I grew really bitter and angry, and just a coldness grew over my heart towards my mom. And I let this affect my relationship with Christ. I stopped doing my quiet time. I just stopped caring about a lot of stuff. On July 15th, she checked herself into a rehab facility. And I was happy that she went to rehab. The rest of my family was very upset for obvious reasons. It's a very hard thing to go through rehab. The facility isn't nice. It's not to the standard of living my mom was used to, and it was a shock. But I had no compassion towards my mom. The bitterness had caused all the compassion and love to just go away. And since I felt this way, it was easy for me to be the strong one for everyone else in my family. I never cried over anything. I was the one to take on the role of just being there and being the voice of reason and telling people that she needed to be there, that it was good for her. It was just a very dark time for me. I grew very lonely. I depended on my own strength to get through it. I didn't have anyone to talk to because I felt like for my family I needed to be strong. I couldn't tell them how I was feeling. My mom came out of rehab, and I still felt this bitterness and anger towards her. And it wasn't until we went to Glorietta back at the beginning of August that God really just broke me down and showed me what was wrong. One of the sermons was on Isaiah 41:9-10, which says, "You whom I took from the ends of the earth and called from its furthest corners, saying to you, you are my servant. I have chosen you and not cast you off. Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." Those are really powerful words to me because God really used that just to show me that He is our help. He will strengthen us. I don't need to rely on my own strength. I can rely on God's strength. The God of this universe called the number of our heart and said, "I called you." He says, "Do not fear." He tells us He is His help. He is our help. He tells us that our troubles might be big, but He is bigger than anything we can go through. I didn't need to carry this burden of being the strong one and trying to figure out how to fix this, because every solution I could come up with was a dead end. I didn't have the answers. God took these burdens, and they were nailed on the cross with Him, and it wasn't in my place to try to do this on my own. And I wrote something that I learned through all of this. But I cannot be perfect. I cannot control what is going on. I cannot fix things. I cannot heal broken relationships. I cannot figure out the answers to the problems, but God can. God is perfect. God is in control. God is the ultimate healer. God is the answer to all of our problems. And that's who God is and who I'm not.